Hey guys, wanted to show you a quick tutorial on how to create a pretty cool usable snare in Massive that's good for EDM genres like progressive, house, trance, dubstep. You could probably fit it into trap and some other synth heavy genres. So I have a loop made with it right here. Let me drag this up. So that's the snare. Here it is just by itself. So let's get into it. Let's open up Massive. Then head over to Oscillator 1. Grab Drive Wavetable. Drive 1 Wavetable. Leave it on Spectrum. Turn the intensity down and turn the amp down and detune to -2. Now activate Oscillator 2. Keep it on Square Saw 1. Keep it on Spectrum. Turn the wavetable to about halfway. Turn the pitch down to -4. Turn the intensity down and leave the amp just a little bit above halfway, 50%. So, next head on down to the noise oscillator, keep it on white noise, turn the amp to about here, and turn the colors barely down. Then click on the oscillator tab, click on restart via gate. That way every time you trigger a note, it restarts the oscillator at 0 again, which makes it sound more realistic when you're trying to go for a drum sound or a snare or a clap or something. So let's go to envelope 1, and we're going to turn the attack all the way and keep the level all the way up, and then turn the decay just barely up, so it's a really short decay, and then turn the level down to around the same point as the decay. Now let's turn down the S loop to about 1/4 of the way, leave the morph all the way down, keep this first morph point at 1, and now take this and make it sinoid, which is morph point number 5, and drag up 1 so you have 1 loop point. And then click on one shot, and now go to envelope 2. This one's gonna look a little crazy. Turn the attack all the way down, keep the level up, turn the decay all the way down, turn the level almost all the way down, just barely up. Turn the S loop just about like around 20%, the morph down, and now click morph point number 3, which is triangle 2.5, and now click for the second point, click morph number 5, which is sinoid, and now you're going to loop point it. You're going to loop it 4 times, and then you're going to turn the level just barely up. So you got a bit of a kind of a up and down motion going. Turn the release just a little bit up. Okay, now we're going to go to envelope number 4. Turn the attack all the way down. Turn the decay to about 1/4, maybe just a little under 1/4, same with the level. Turn the morph just a little bit past 50. Sorry. Turn the morph up past 50. Keep S loop kind of where it's at for now. And then you're going to select morph 10, which is Expo X4. And then you're going to select morph 5 again, which is sinoid, and then give it 1 loop point. You get this crazy sound, this crazy shape. And now you're going to turn the level so it's just barely up. Turn the release off, and now take this, and the thing you're looking for is this point. That first point is back fairly far, so it's a fairly short decay. Then turn the morph down a little bit. Okay, next head on over to your LFO. Number 5, click on the Performer tab, turn the rate up a little bit, click on 16, drag backwards while you're holding down to 2, so there's only 2 points active. Hit load curve, take this one right there and grab that onto the first one, turn it all the way up, and now take the straight line and put that in point 2, and then drag it just a little bit under halfway. And now we have pretty much all of our modulation with our LFOs and envelopes done, except for some final tweaks. So now let's turn the feedback on, turn it up just a little bit. On insert 1, we're going to insert a parabolic shifter, and we're going to turn the dry wet just a little bit down so we can modulate that up with our Performance 5 LFO we just created. And now we're going to drag in the tele tube, turn the dry wet all the way down because we're going to modulate that up. So we basically have that. And now we're going to take envelope number 1 and drag that all the way up to 64 in oscillator 1 and put it here and drag it all the way up to 64. That just adds a little bit more sharp attack to the sub sound that we have layered in there. So now take envelope 4 and put it on the intensity. I'm sorry, the amp. And then drag it up just about halfway on oscillator 1. And now take LFO 5, and then you're going to drag that over to the amp source and drag it up just a little bit. So now we have the sound we have. And then you're going to do the same thing with the intensity, just about over half. And now you're going to go to LFO 2 and drag that into the intensity of oscillator 2 and turn it up just under halfway. And then take the performance 5 LFO we created and put that on the source for the intensity and turn it up just to about right there. Okay, and now we're going to take envelope 4 onto our noise oscillator and turn it down. And then take the performance 5 LFO that we created and drag that up. And then we're going to take that and do the same thing with the T2 to give it more oomph. So that's the sound we have so far. It's getting pretty close. So another key thing to get it even more snappy is to drag our envelope 4 and put it into our source, into our amp. So now we're going to adjust these points. So that gives it a little bit snappier, kind of controls the tail of the transient a little bit better. Turn the feedback up a little bit more. So yeah, that's basically it. You can add a reverb or a dimension expander would be a cool thing on this sound. Add some stereo width to it. So I'm going to jump out of massive and I'm going to drag, this was our original one that we started with, I'm going to drag this down to the new sound we just made and play the loop. Alright, well thanks for watching. I hope I gave you guys some good information that you can use in your own productions. And if you want to stay tuned and stay in the loop for more in-depth tutorials, head on over to massivesynth.com and subscribe to what we do. We put out a lot of great content each month for you. So again, yeah, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.